The two-way charging hub is a charger that you can have to charge your Avata 2 batteries. And it's actually almost magical. And what it can do is that it can move charge over from the two batteries that has the least amount of charge into the battery that has the most charge. And the benefit of that is that, for example, if you've been out flying a day or some hours or some minutes, I don't know how long you have been flying for, some batteries will not have so much charge anymore, and then you maybe would like to have just that last little flight. So when you have this charging hub, you can leave the batteries in it, and then you can move the charge over to the battery that has most charge, so you can get a lot more flight time from that single battery. So now we're going to test how well that feature works, how it works, and how much charge you actually can move over. Because in the manual it says that the battery that has 5% or less charge, that charge will not be moved anywhere because it will not deplete the battery more than that. First, we're going to check how much charge we actually have in these batteries. I'm going to put them inside the Avata 2 so we can see how many percent we have, and then we're going to see how many percent there is left on these batteries after we have moved the charge. To see it, we need to fire up these goggles 3 so we can see what it looks like. And we're going to turn on the drone. The first battery, we have 79%. Okay, so let's take the next one. Let's turn this off. Let's put that one in the front. So we know that the battery in the front is the one that we have most charge in, and then we decrease the battery. So the one that is at the bottom here, that one has least amount to charge. So let's take the next one. This one has 17% left. So let's put that one here because that one is less than it's in that one. And let's take the third and last battery. And in this one we have 10%. So let's see what's gonna happen now when we gonna move the charge over from these two batteries into that one. Now, it's not really depleted in that one, so it will not need to charge so much, but let's see what charge we get in the other batteries whenever that one is done charging. So to start this charge movement feature, you take this button. If you just press it once, you can just see the charging level you have on the battery. When you do that, you're getting that light green color. I don't know if you can maybe see it better here. Let's see if we do like this. To move the charge now, we just press and hold this button all until it turns there, darker green. So now we can see that we have another green color here. And what's happening now is that we can see that it was actually like that it's moving the charge over. Now it's starting from that battery and move it over to that one. So it depletes the battery that has the least amount of charge first, and then you're going to take the next one. So let me get back to you whenever it has stopped moving this charge, so we can see how much charge we actually have in that battery, in that, and in that one. So I was just packing up here 4 minutes after, and it has already stopped. So that one was 79, 17, and 10%. So let's see how much charge we have now. Let's start with the one with least amount of charge that we had 10% in. So if it should have moved all of that one, it would be the 89. So let's see if it's 0 or whatever we get. So let's start this one up. And let's see what we have here. So here we had 10% and we have now 5. So it depletes the battery down to 5%. Okay, so let's try the next one. So if that was the case, we would have had 84%. So let's try the next battery. So this one we had 17% in. And now we have 5% here too. So that means that we have taken 12% from this one. So 12 from that one, 5 from the other one. So we have taken 17%. So we had 5% moved from that one, we had 12% from that one, we had 79 on that one. That means that we should have 96% in this battery now. And in this one we have 89% battery. So it doesn't 100% add up. But at least we got a lot more charging this one, we had 79 from the beginning, and now we have 89% instead. So it is a really good way to move overcharge, so you get more charge in the battery that is most charged, so you can fly a little bit more. Before we leave this topic completed, there is one thing that we need to discuss though, and this is an important one. When you have been using this feature, the battery will not be depleted more than, so we have 5% left, but that is still considered to be a very empty battery. So when you have done this, or you have been flying for a long time, so you are ending up with 5-10%, it's very important that you charge these batteries as soon as possible afterwards, so you're not leaving them like this for days or weeks, because then your batteries will be damaged and you will lose capacity inside them. And this is the same when it comes also to phones and to power banks and everything else that are using these same kind of technology in the batteries. When they're empty, charge them as soon as possible. The next thing we're going to do that is to see each other in that top video here, because that is the video that YouTube recommended to watch next, and about 75% of all my viewers are watching that video, so do that you too. Have a good one. Bye.